On a Sunday afternoon in KC, week number 2, the NFL on Fox. Here we go. Thomas going to take it out. Good hold. Thomas out to the 25, and a penalty flies on this play, so we'll have to break that down. Our referee today is Terry McCauley. So on the first play, we get a flag.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 57. 10-yard penalty, first down.
After the penalty, they're backed up, and they will run it on first down. And that's going to be a short gain. It's Brandon Graham stopping Kareem Hunt. On second down, they'll fake to him. Near side, this Travis Kelce. He's got a first down for Kansas City. On a first down, it's Smith. Quick throw, far side. He's got Conley. And Chris Conley is out to the 34. In a little bit. On second down, pressure. Smith sees it, lets it fly. Got a man. It's Kelce. Big play to the tight end. Inside the 25 of Philadelphia. Hill lines up, bottom of the screen now. Smith not looking his way, going over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get it over to Ross Travis, the third tight end, but Michael Kendricks with a nice play. Backfield now. Second down, here's Hill, going to get the carry. Look at this, spin move. Electric every time he gets the ball, and he's down to the 16-yard line. 34. Smith stands in, incomplete. Excellent coverage by Malcolm Jenkins as Kelce wants the flag. And it's perfect. And so Kansas City on the opening drive down the field. Santos, slow sinker. And Smallwood's going to pick it up around the goal line. Wendell Smallwood. Took one back for a touchdown last year across the 25, a pretty good field position. Boy, well, this is his team now, and he starts off. First down, going to throw it, and he's got a connection. It's Alshon Jeffrey, good for 12 and a first down. And Charles, that's the biggest news about the Eagles in their offseason, and was evident in week 1. Sproles going to run it, left side. Darren Sproles spurts through, and he's got a first down. 34 years old, and Darren Sproles is just as quick as ever. Plays 2 first downs for Philadelphia. Wentz on the fake, got a lot of time. Fires, he's got a completion. It's Torrey Smith inside the 30. Yeah. From the 29, pressure coming. Wentz sees, gets rid of it. Smallwood is buried. It's a 3 on the last play. Second and 13. Sproles going to run it again. Gets a good block over there by Jason Peters. And Sproles is down. 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. It's Jeffrey on the slant. Alshon Jeffrey's got a first down. Blunt in the game for the first time at running back, but they'll throw it. Wentz has time. They'll get it to Blunt. Not normally the pass catcher per se. And that one is going to be for no gain. Second down, Blunt will run it. Side steps to the left, not much there, and a penalty coming in. Chris Jones wrapped him up.
Holding, offense number 62. 2-yard penalty, second down.
That's Sproles in motion. Wentz has time and then throws low. Pocket collapse late, and now we get a flag from back in the secondary.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 21. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that brings it back to 1st and 10. Wentz will throw again. Time going end zone here. Incomplete. Torrey Smith was locked up with Phillip Gaines in a pretty good battle. On second down, Sproles up the middle, and Darren Sproles to the 16. Wentz pressure, gets rid of it. Smallwood tackled immediately. Nice play from Justin Houston. Cut him though, made 3 of 6 from the preseason, and here we go, and his first NFL kick is perfect. This is Akeem Hunt. I don't think he's going to take this one back, and he won't. Let's go down to the field with Pam. Here is Kareem Hunt, and the rookie from Toledo wrapped up by Vinny Curry after a short game.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Smith, quick throw. Kelce's got it, looking for some blocking. Ooh, and he gets taken down. Jordan Hicks got over there in a hurry to prevent any yards after catch. Third down for the Chiefs. Four-man rush. Smith near side. Hill catches, breaks the tackle. Tyreek Hill, so fast, so slippery. Yards plus in 5 straight games. Smith back to throw. Pressure gets it out to Hunt. Good catch in traffic. Breaking tackles. Kareem Hunt spinning, motoring forward into Eagles territory. Toughness and a gain of 15. Drive on the move. Fake to Hunt. Smith's got all day. Looking deep. Taking a shot deep for Hill. Just missed. In this league, 11 years comes in to replace him. Eagles banged up on D. Here's Hunt. Up the middle. Not much. Game break time. Let's check in with Carissa. Blitz coming. Picked up. Smith. Now he's in trouble. Spinning away. Still looking. Smith gonna loft it and just had nowhere to go. And now Dustin Colquitt, been here 13 years, will punt it away. Just trying to pin the Eagles inside the 20. Sproles, let it go, and it goes into the end zone. And so Philadelphia will have it after the touchback. Philadelphia from their own 20. They go extra offensive lineman here. Wentz stands in. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And Carson Wentz can do that for a big guy. He started to do it more last year as the season wound down. Now for the Eagles, we start the second quarter tied at 3. They're going to get it in the flat to Sproles. Wow, tight window. And Sproles with that speed out across the 40. That was a perfect pass to get Sproles going. It was first down. Smallwood with the carry. And he's met head on there by Berry. Second down. They only rushed 3 here over the middle, and there is the tight end. Zach Ertz has his first completion, and that's another first down for Philadelphia. Another first down. Sproles. Darren Sproles getting more of the work at running back. We haven't seen Blunt too much. Smallwood a little bit more.
Talked about earlier how Doug Peterson wants to use his weapons.
Wentz a lot of time again. He's going out to Sproles again. That time tackled immediately on the play by Johnson. However, a flag comes in at the 39.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
From the 41, 3-man rush, but there's pressure. Wentz in trouble, and he is sacked. And the ball comes out, but Lane Johnson jumped on it. Chris Jones has the sack, his first of the year. League last year, and he fumbled last week. Second and long. Sproles again. Shimmies, but he is dropped. Justin Houston just wasn't having any of it. Eagles have to get to the 31 for a first down. Wentz has all day, going deep for Aguilar, incomplete. Little high for Aguilar, and Gaines had pretty good coverage, and it's punt time.
Let him touch it if at all possible.
That's the goal. Big pressure, and he gets it away. Hill looking, we get a flag too, and it bounces into the end zone. But there is a flag back around the punter. Now if it's running it.
Tripping, offense number 54.
Never mind.
10-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down, timeout.
Flag flies. Smith maybe has a free play. Hit as he throws. Incomplete.
Offside, defense number 55. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's on Brandon Graham. Rasul Douglas, number 32, the rookie, is in the secondary right now. Here's Hunt, stretching near side. What a play. Michael Kendricks flying in, and he made the tackle. Oh, kid. Smith looking that way right away. Hill has it, and look at the tackle. Douglas up to the task. Good play. A third down coming up. Chiefs, slow trickery. They go inside run, and they go first down. Albert Wilson. As that's Hill in motion, number 10, and we get some movement.
False start, offense number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So, on first down, 4-man rush. Smith in trouble, gonna run. Penalty flag flies. Smith with a good gain out to the 45. But we will wait and see what the penalty will be.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal hands in the face, defense number 32. Holding, offense number 70. Penalties offset, first down.
to adapt to some of the zone schemes here in the NFL.
Smith on the roll, looking, thinks about running, cuts back against Long, and he's going to dive forward for a pickup of about 3. Kendrick West, the runner in the backfield, he now goes out to the left. Smith, blitz coming, sees it, in trouble, down he goes! Alex Smith is taken down. Michael Kendricks, he's having himself a heck of a first half so far. 3-man rush. Just going to dump it off near side. This is Albert Wilson. Makes a move, but here come the Eagles swarm. Good effort by Wilson, but he's well shy of a first down, and the Chiefs will punt.
KB, how about how they played defense on this one? Saw Dan Quinn do it last year with Atlanta 2 years ago.
Why not? Colquitt with a punt. It's a good one. It's a boomer. Sproles, fair catch. He's all the way back at the 7-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take over. 7, 3-3 game. They're going to give it to Sproles again. And Sproles makes a couple Chiefs miss. Good effort. Now they're running back in the game. Wentz on the fake. Looking. Keats with a fake. Now he's going to loft it deep. He's got a man. Smith. Oh, he dropped it. He had to readjust, but he certainly had his hands on it and couldn't make the play. 4-man rush. Wentz stands in, fires, and he's got a completion. There is the tight end, his best friend, Zach Ertz. Wentz stands in again, fires incomplete. Knocked away, he was going for Aguilar, but there is Eric Murray, the second-year man from Minnesota, and again. Wentz, flag flies, a lot of time, gonna let it fly, he's gonna let it fly deep for Jeffrey, who just can't get back to it.
Illegal formation offense. They set up an illegal formation and shifted to legal. By rule, that is an illegal formation foul. The penalties decline. 3rd down.
Wouldn't have counted. They've got to get that working. 3rd and long. Pressure. He's in trouble. Trying to get away, and he gets dropped. D. Ford on the sack. Here's Donnie Jones with the punt. Hill. And Jones does his job. Doesn't want Hill to touch it or return it, and he will not. In the pistol. Here is Hunt up the middle. And not much. And Charles, when you think back last week on a 44-yard throw, 2 minutes ago, first half, blitz coming. Smith sees it, unloads. Here's Kelsey again, and Kelsey gets wrapped up immediately. They need 5. The Eagles coming with pressure. It's picked up initially, but the second wave gets there. Fletcher Cox comes in to get the sack. And again, we got with the doctor and then the trainer. That bears watching in the break. Hopefully he's okay. Here's the punt by Colquitt. High kick. Sproles makes one man miss, makes another, and another. And Sproles fumble the football. It's loose. And the Chiefs have it.
Sherman, the starting fullback on offense, playing special team. See, runs through Sorensen right there. Winchester, 41. A tremendous tackle. Just like you'd put it on a teaching reel.
Here's Smith. Has time. Pressure. Standing up and dropped again. Smith going over the middle. There's Kelsey. And he's hit immediately. Eagles have done a nice job limiting the yards after catch. Rolling left. Smith looking in trouble. And it gets buried. Incomplete. And it's up. And good.
We're going to be okay. Got some work to do, but we're going to be okay.
Take a knee here. We'll see if Doug Peterson's inclined to run anything with only 17 seconds to go. They do have 1 timeout. Seconds to go in the half. And they'll run a run. This is Sproles near side. Get out of bounds with about 12 seconds left. He's got a first down. But that wound's still fresh, Charles. I won't even mention what happened yesterday.
You just did.
Sorry. Wentz going deep for Ertz. It bounces, and oh, it's caught! Ertz on his way, and he's tackled just outside the 10 with 2. And do they get a timeout? They did. Unbelievable. What a bounce off of Terrence Mitchell. Took it all the way, but they'll get a field goal try.
Terrence Mitchell, number 39 in red. His focus was on Zach Ertz, 86. He thought he was going to have to make a tackle there, and then all of a sudden, the ball hit him in the hand. and it popped up, and Ertz kept the concentration and turned that into a big-time play for Philadelphia.
And forget the tie. So after all that, Elliott's second NFL kick is no good.
Bob Sutton in Kansas City. Can any of those playmakers make a big play and break through in the second half?
We shall find out as the Eagles will start from their own 25-yard line. Eric Lund, who has barely been in the game, in there now, won't get it. Wentz will throw, and Smith goes high to grab it. Out to the 31 and a gain of 6. Down for Carson Wentz and company. Four-man rush, tipped at the line. It's up there, incomplete. Boy, Bob Sutton's D so good at that last year. They had 18 interceptions, which were most. On third down, Wentz stands in, lofting it for Smith. He makes the catch. Finally a hookup with Torrey Smith. They've been trying for it, but that one is going to work for a gain of 24. First down from the Kansas City 45. Throw it again. Wentz in trouble. Stays in there, incomplete. And Wentz faced the pressure from Justin Houston that time. They clock at 1. Sproles, right side. And Darren Sproles down to the 42. Pressure. Wentz sidesteps, hangs in, fires. Jeffrey can't make the play. Pretty good coverage on the play by the excellent Marcus Peters.
Wentz, maybe he's got to take off and go a couple of times. Try and get this pressure down a little bit.
There's Donnie Jones with a kick. Hill, fair catch. And he corrals it. They go empty here. Smith gets rid of it quickly, going far side. He's got a completion to Wilson, and he's out for a first down. Anthony Thomas in the game, and he's in the backfield, but they flip it to Hill. Little gadget play. Hill trying to find a seam, does. First down. Tyreek Hill finally tackled out across the 42. Pump fake, gets it out to Hunt. Hunt finds his way through traffic, and then Jernigan throws him to the ground with one hand. Here's Kareem Hunt, and Vinny Curry comes in to make a play on Hunt. Smith rolling, looking, going to get it near side to Hunt, but again, a good tackle by Malcolm Jenkins. Smith, pocket collapsing, he's in trouble again, and he's dropped again. It's Chris Long. It's today. Colquitt to punt. One looks short. Sproles coming up. It'll do the job. It'll be inside the 20, but the Eagles will have it. First and 10, Philadelphia now, backed up in their own territory. Play action. Wentz has a lot of time, now trying to look for someone. Jeffrey's got it! Oh, that was nice, using the big body to go up and corral it against Terrence Mitchell. First down. Wentz looking, going far side of the field, and there is a completion. That is the rookie Matt Collins, his first NFL catch, and it's good for a first down. Smallwood goes in motion. Wentz over the middle. He's got his man Ertz in stride, and that's going to be another Philadelphia first down. The offense is moving for Philadelphia.
Been to South Dakota before.
First down. Going to dump it off to Sproles. Gets a block. Sproles sprinting right. Has it first and more. And the Eagles on the march here. Got a good block from Brandon Brooks. Up 54 yards. Draw here. Smallwood breaks a tackle. Wendell Smallwood. And there is that run. And that one is good for 8 yards.
Let's go bring him back here.
Sproles, they give it to him. Sproles somehow finds a hole there. Darren Sproles can still get it done. And sometimes when you're Wentz looking left, firing left for Jeffrey. He's got it! Penalty on the play, and he is going to be down at the 1. They were going at Phillip Gaines, and let's see the penalty.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 23. The penalty. Touchdown!
Oh, that's a touchdown.
So why shouldn't that be a touchdown?
That's 100%.
Ruling on the field, this ball is dead at the 1 yard line. First down, Philadelphia.
Oh, we have a challenge play. Doug Peterson rightfully challenging this. Let's go to Los Angeles with our rules expert, Dean Blandino. Dean, what do you got for us here?
After review, it is a touchdown. Philadelphia is not charged with a timeout.
And And this one is true. So, the Eagles, we got ourselves a game. And the Eagles, surprising many, up 10-6 here in Kansas City with 4:08 to go in the third. Thomas going to take it out from deep. The Anthony Thomas, and he gets spun down. That was a bad, and the ball's loose, and the Eagles have it. Hang on, I think they're saying he was down. The whistle blew. Chris Maragos is the guy that came in and ripped it out, but I believe this play is dead. Let's see.
You see the initial tackle there. Looks like Mac Hollins, number 10, then Maragos, their special teams captain, and he's clearly on the ground
100%.
already before the ball's coming out.
On first down, they'll run it to Hunt. No, it's a keeper for Smith. Alex Smith going to run, and he's got a good run. Matter of fact, he's got a first down. See if this Chiefs offense can get in a little rhythm here. Smith going to throw it, does so, has a completion, and then immediate tackle. Conley on the catch with the injuries, and he's playing pretty well here so far. Here's Hunt, and he is wrapped up for a loss. Vinny Curry. Eagles rush 4, now a late blitz, and we got a completion. There's Kelsey for a first down. Boy, do they need that. Good old reliable.
Right on it.
The fire hydrant, Charles. That's where we heard
Isn't that out of bounds?
Close. A big run. It's Hunt coming to life. Kareem Hunt. All the way. Touchdown, Kansas City.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting. Offense number 87. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. That is number 87's first foul, unsportsmanlike conduct foul that counts toward disqualification.
But watch this offensive line and what they clear here. Levant, Duvernay, Tardif. Look at that block right there, and right up the gap, Eric Fisher, 72. And now watch Hunt take a good angle and escape the attempted tackle by Corey Graham and beat Rasul Douglas to the end zone.
Kansas City back in front with the extra point, up and good.
So they give up valuable field position, and Travis Kelce got one of those penalties last week against New England as well.
Let's see if the Eagles can take that to their advantage. Here's Smallwood on the return. That certainly helps. Wentz, three-man rush all day. Near side, he's got Jeffrey again. And it's another first down, and those two are starting to connect. Again. Oh, he drops it. It's on the ball. It's on the ground. He picks it up. And the Eagles have it. Fake the run. Blitz coming. He gets jacked and incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Daniel Sorensen like a missile. 3rd and 13. Wentz looking to run. Maybe he tucks it. He'll try and run. Is he going to get there? Diving for it. Where's the spot? He's right around it. He had to get to the 43. We'll see where they put it down.
Down with his legs per game. He just did it there.
A great call, and it worked on a 3rd and long. Sproles up the gut. Could have been an even bigger run if it weren't for Eric Murray who made the tackle. Blitz coming. Wentz sees it. It's picked up. Throws, and he's got a completion. Matt Collins, who made his first NFL catch a little while ago. That's his second. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. They fake to Sproles. Going to come near side. Hollins again. Matt Collins with the move. And all of a sudden, the 4th-round pick getting involved. On a 2nd and 2. And we get a flag. The Eagles may have moved.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
2nd down. Wentz, a lot of time. Looking, no one open, rolling, firing on the run. Is it complete? No. He was heading over that way for Zach Ertz. Wentz, blitz coming, lofting it far side, incomplete. He was looking for Jeffrey, and there are no flags as Philip Gaines on the coverage. He missed a 30. This is from 40. Elliott's got it. And we are tied. Got a tie game with 11:57 to go, and the sun is shining. Can't ask for more. We even had barbecue last night, Charles. I mean, what more do you want? Here is the kick return by Hunt. Breaks the tackle. Uh-oh. Hakeem Hunt just called up from the practice squad, and he's dragged down across the 35. Game from their own 34. Smith going to throw incomplete. They've been unable to get Tyreek Hill involved as much as they would like.
That area of the game.
Second down, coming near side, perfect throw. And there's Chris Conley who's got it. And Conley showing blitz. Hill over the middle and a drop. Oh, that could have been a huge play.
Nice play by the rookie Douglas coming out of West Virginia.
The Eagles defense does their job with a little help from the drop. Here's Sproles. Look at this punt by Colquitt. It's a rocket, but it's too far. It goes into the end zone, and the Eagles will take over on their own 20. 54 to go. 13 all, Eagles and Chiefs. Philly football, Wentz to throw as all day. Looking to run. He can run it if he wants, and he will do that. Makes a nice move, and Wentz has a first down.
Drop the shoulder to pick up extra yardage, too.
They'll run it here with Smallwood hurdling people. They runs into a wall. Nowhere to go for Wendell Smallwood. League in Houston and D4. Here's Wentz on second down. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Eagles need to get to the 43. Blitz. Tipped in the air. It's intercepted. Jones. Chris Jones, who went out of the game with an injury before. Alert. He picks it off. And the Chiefs in business.
Set up the screen. Watch Wentz looks left. Comes back right on the screen. Right off of the helmet of Justin Houston. And Chris Jones turns into a tip drill.
This field position on the 31. They're going to run it to Kareem Hunt. And not much, if anything. Looking to get into Tyreek Hill. He's got it. Looking for blocking. Makes a man miss. Eagles try to help. And they swarm over there to keep the damage minimal. Four-man rush. He's got time, but now it breaks down. Curry. Smith gets out of it. Smith looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And Smith looks like he's got the first down, and he does. Life for the Chiefs. Smith, quick hitter near side. Travis Kelce leaps over a defender, but then that's about it. Motion. Here comes Hill. Faked everybody. They do a little flip to Kelce, and he jumps over everybody. Touchdown.
Give you a lot of action. Watch Kelce, though, number 87. Fake here. Now here comes the shovel pass inside. Now, if you watched last Thursday against New England, you saw that shovel pass used to great efficiency, but not off of that action by Kansas City. So they brought you a new wrinkle to the play that worked well for them last week, and Kelce dives into the end zone for the score.
I guess he was intent on just jumping over everyone on that drive. That was unbelievable. Talk about the trickery by Andy Reid. Getting Kelce involved. Little pitch, goes 15 yards, hurdles 3 Eagles. And just like that, the Chiefs back in front 20-13 with 6:25 to go. And Philadelphia will start. Fake to Sproles. Pressure coming. Wentz in trouble. Houston's down. Loss of 3. Fake the run again. Pressure. Sproles picks it up. And this one is tipped again. Thought Ertz should have had that in and out of his hands. A sea of red and third down. Pressure coming. Wentz stays on his feet. Incomplete.
Off, but it really threw off the accuracy.
Wow. Defense responding for the Chiefs. This is a short punt. Here's Hill. A chance to return it. Coming near side. Gets a block. And he slips. Fans just sensing it with his speed.
And that unit to try and get the football back.
Smith on the keeper, and he gets taken down. That's a nice tackle by Nigel Bradham in the backfield. They're going to wait till it gets back on the 2 on the play clock. Smith now going to take a shot, going deep far side. He's got a completion. It is Chris Conley. Give it to Hunt. Right side. Kareem Hunt breaks the tackle. Boy, is he tough. Hard to get him down on those first tackles. Give it to Hunt off the middle. And Hunt inside the 15. Going to be a 3rd and short. Doesn't need a stop. They'll pitch it to Hunt. Looking for a block. Hunt. May get more than that. Kareem Hunt inside the 5. Timeouts left. They're down by 7. They're going to hand it off here. Hunt backpedaling his way, fighting everyone. Touchdown!
And gets across. Watch, he looks like he's going down, somehow stays above the ground, and then as he goes in, look at him sneak the football right there.
He came off saying, boy, see if he get more involved. Well,
Kevin's throwing a body blow.
Ruling on field stands. Touchdown.
Well, you were right. Dean was right. It is a touchdown. So we're just having a little fun with Dean here, but he confirmed the touchdown, and that is a ruling for Kareem Hunt.
Be the difference in their team this year.
Santos with the extra point. There you go. And so Kansas City, tough here in this second half. They're going to need something quick, and they're going to need a little luck. And they'll start it on their own 25. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson. There you go. It all ties in. Wentz to throw. Pressure again. He's in trouble. He is sacked. Oh, this pressure has come on. How about the game from Chris Jones? 2 timeouts. They need a lot to happen here. Wentz going to air it out far side of the field. Has a completion, but that's going to be shy of a first down. So, well, maybe it's not 530 yards like they had last week at New England, but it's still pretty good today. Jeffrey's got the catch, and he's out of bounds for a first down. Wentz, pressure, eludes it, stepping up, throwing it, letting it go downfield for Torrey Smith. It's way up there. It's incomplete. That hung up there for a long, long time. 2nd and 10. Wentz going to dump it off, and that's going to be incomplete. Wentz, time, pumps another time. Now he's just going to run. And he's going to keep on running. He's going to get out of bounds. Big chunk by Carson Wentz. And the Eagles aren't done yet with 1:08 to go. 4-man rush. He's looking. He's in trouble. And he's going to go down yet again. Benny Logan. Wentz, far side. There's Jeffrey, who's got a catch at the 30. That's the 7th catch of the game for Alshon Jeffrey. 49 seconds to go. Wentz over the middle. He's got a completion. They got 2 timeouts, so they take one here. Not going to spike it at all. Just going to keep going. Looking, going end zone. Going to throw it up there for Jeffrey. It's too high, and it's incomplete. And it stops the clock with 23 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. Wentz going to throw it out there for Sproles. Incomplete. 4-man rush. Wentz far side. There's Ertz. First down. He's out of bounds with 14 seconds left. 14 seconds left. Wentz back looking. Firing now. End zone. Touchdown. The first catch of the day for Nelson Agholor, who had career highs in catches and yards last week. And so they're not done just yet.
Look at him get both feet down, inbounds. See right there, Martinez, the official. Look at him. He's staring that one down. He was all over that call.
So 8 seconds to go. And the defense has ramped it up to another level. Here's the onside kick attempt. It's bouncing up there. It's free. And the Eagles have it. Oh, my.
But watch. Let's see who's on the receiving end there. Trey Burton, number 88, tips it to himself and makes the snag. The versatility of Trey Burton continues to be on display for Philadelphia.
5 seconds to go. 3-man rush. Wentz puts air under it. It's long enough. It is there. It is tipped. Incomplete. And the game is over. The Chiefs hang on. Let's fall to 1-1. They put the throw where you needed it to be.
And the tip was not a good one for Kansas City. If it tips and goes in the air, that puts you in jeopardy for an offensive player coming down with it. You want that ball to go back towards the ground, knocking it down, not putting it up in the air. But they were fortunate and went over the end line.
And so Doug Peterson falls to his mentor today. Pretty good football game. The Chiefs, the better team in the 4th quarter.